Did you watch last week's Comedian in Cars?
Not yet.
Just one comedian?
There are two comedians.
Two comedians.
I did watch Comedians in Cars getting sex, though.
Did you?
Per somebody's recommendation on Facebook.
All right, let's go with your news first. What is that, if you have to guess?
Well, I didn't even realize they did it. It's done. They did another porn. Anything Jerry Seinfeld, I guess, puts his hands on, they're going to do a porn parody, and James Dean is going to star as the Jerry Seinfeld.
I have not seen this yet. Is it like the Seinfeld porn parody? Like he has the outfit?
Yeah, and they set it up. I enjoy watching it. I gotta tread lightly here in how I say this, but I really like seeing.
This is a Christian podcast.
Yes, but the same director who did the Seinfeld XXX parodies, he did this. So you get the sense that he's a real Seinfeld fan, and he wants to kind of make it look as Seinfeld as possible. You see the cutaways to coffee brewing, and then you see wide shots of Jerry driving his truck. They're doing a truck.
Oh,
but the comedian, air quotes, that he has on this week is Sarah Silverman, and I don't get how I guess they spell the names differently. But
they're able to avoid a lawsuit or something.
Yeah, because I think he spells his name Geri, and I don't know how he spelled Sarah Silverman. Huh. But they're in the truck talking, and they're making.
One thing leads to another.
Yeah, yes. But the funny thing is, you know how Jerry, real life Jerry, non-porn Jerry, is always cracking up at whatever his host or his guest for the week says, in the car? They made it a point of porn Jerry, everything the guest said, he'd crack up as if to make a joke about real life Jerry always cracking up on the show. Like finding everything that his guest said to be funny.
That's actually...
So I found that amusing.
Yeah,
like a nice little...
Very clever.
A clever jab at interoffice politics, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Well, I might have to check this out purely as a Seinfeld fan, but I actually forgot all about one of our listeners mentioning that, and I've just been sticking with the normal...
The clean version.
The clean version, just Comedians, Cars, Coffee. And actually all the things... I wanted to complain about were things you brought up. I was watching the Steve Harvey one, and what's up with all the cutaways? My God, it cuts so much that I never get my bearings with this show. And another thing was, Jerry laughing, no matter who the guest is, laughing at everything they have to say. But these, these 3-4 hour film shoots are edited down to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I never can track the joke or the humor, really, of the situation. I don't know if you relate to that, if our listeners do, but no. I'm a little lukewarm on Comedians in Cars lately.
Well, people have said that it's gotten so overproduced now, which is actually kind of true. And if you go back to the old episodes, they have that raw feel to it. And those ones are, I think, more enjoyable, more conversational, which is what we like.
Yeah, absolutely. I always bring up the Larry David episode or the Michael Richards episode. And I feel like they were longer early on, 25 to 30 minutes.
I think you're right.
Maybe.
Well, it actually used to be them sitting down having coffee, and now it's them walking up to the car, driving in the car, getting out of the car.
Coffee, then no somewhere
coffee.
Else.
You see you see a cutaway of coffee.
Huh.
And then they're back. That's a joke.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It did not go over.
Cut that out. Well, I bring up Comedians because this coming week, I guess at least by the time this episode comes out, we'll have Jim Carrey on, which I'm really looking forward to.
Well, that's going to be a good one. Is it bearded Jim Carrey?
Yes.
I like him with the beard.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned Hulu. Perfect timing, actually, because we're recording this kind of late in the week, Wednesday morning, and Hulu just released an episode. I don't know if you saw this.
Oh, I did not. I'm not a Hulu member yet. I'm on the fence about it.
Well, this is if you're a Hulu member. Unfortunately, it's not, for people just to try out the streaming service, but they were doing 7 days of Seinfeld, where each day they release an episode leading up to the 24th, when they'll release the entire series. And there's this cool little graphic of 7 individual Seinfeld items that are hinting at what episode it's going to be.
Oh.
And I don't know if you can see this So, Vinny, right here, you can see it. You got a pair of binoculars, a Chinese takeout box, a bowl, a tooth, a shark fin, a cigar, and then something that looks like a little, not a ribbon, but like a little award of sorts.
Oh, so the AIDS walk?
You'd think, right? Now...
Or,
Or...
Or...
I was trying to figure all these out, right? So the binoculars, the one that came out today was the stakeout. That was their first of, I guess, the 7 best in Hulu's eyes.
So that means that there's not actually a pair of binoculars in the episode, but it's what the binoculars mean?
Yeah, like a stakeout.
Staking out. Okay, so we can't take them literal, because that's what I wanted to do.
Not necessarily. The Chinese takeout box.
Yeah.
Which episode?
Chinese restaurant.
There you go. A bowl that you might put...
Soup Nazi.
There you go. A tooth. This is tough.
So it has to be one with Watley.
Very good. Very
I'm
good.
thinking either the Woody Woodpecker episode. I can never remember that name.
That's the mom and pop store.
Okay. That can't be right. I mean, that doesn't seem like the classic one they would use.
You're close with Watley, though.
The anti-dentite one?
Very good. Do you remember what it was called?
Hold on. Let's think about it. We can edit this down once I get it.
Remember we interviewed someone who thought that term would take off?
Peter Melman?
Yes. But he did say there was another term, another phrase in the episode took off instead.
Not yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Is that one?
Not salt, but...
Pepper Johnson?
Yeah, so that one's yada yada. Shark fin's tough. It's not a shark in the episode, but it deals with a very large body of water.
The marine biologist.
You got it. The cigar. Now,
that could be a couple. That could be the burning down of Susan's cabin or the cigar store Indian.
It's neither of those, believe it or not. It's an episode, season 9. He's putting on a show in the apartment.
That one?
Yeah.
What's the deal with politics? That one?
No.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done with this game.
Merv Griffin show.
There you go. Does he even smoke a cigar in that?
He's like, oh, Merv Griffin's cigar. And then I think he has a cigar maybe while he's hosting. I'm guessing. And the last one is a little award. This is a season 4 episode, probably the best of the bunch.
The contest?
You got it.
Wait, what's the picture of?
It's like a little ribbon, like you'd award someone. Hey, I won.
Oh, I don't like these at all then. These are terrible.
Okay, so I didn't get any inside tip about which episodes were going to show up on Hulu. Mm-hmm. This is the image they released on the streaming service. But on one random promotion page, they had, for the 7 Days of Seinfeld, a little sliver of each episode, like a little image. So I kind of, connected the dots. So okay. I might be wrong on a few of these, or... Yeah.
You're right. Trust your instincts. You're good. You're good at this.
Okay. But yeah, anyways, those are getting released each day. I assume they will end with the contest next, or this coming Tuesday. And then, boom, you get all of the episodes. Mm-hmm. And one thing I wanted to point out too, I just posted this image on Facebook. I wanted to check the aspect ratios of the DVD versus the Hulu streaming service. First of all, the Hulu streaming service looks great. I think the clarity or the quality of image is even better and sharper than the DVDs. It's really crisp, Mm-hmm.
Crispy crisp.
There you go. However, you do lose a bit of image. There's some cropping going on at the top and the bottom, especially the bottom. And it looks like you get just a little bit on the sides. I don't know if it all evens out. The amount you lose at the top and bottom is added to the sides, but it's enough to notice when you see the two compared side by side.
So if you want to watch it in 16:9, are you going to have to do the zoom in that they do in syndication, or is it still going to be 4:3?
I always get the two confused. 4:3 is more of your standard square.
That's the old school, yes. And then the widescreen is the 16:9.
Oh yeah, you're going to lose a lot of image if you zoom in. So, but most people have laptops and widescreen TV nowadays.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll really notice. I didn't notice until I compared the two.
Okay.
But I personally like the original broadcast format because that's what was intended. Not saying it's the best, but it was the intended way the show was shot. So
I'm with you, Poppy.
Okay. Yeah, we've got a lot of news to cover this week. However, though, Vinny, I didn't tell you about this prior to recording. Breaking news. Fish in the Dark has been extended 2 more weeks.
Hey,
Look at that.
Can we go?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. It's being extended until August 1st. August 1st. So I guess originally it was only going for 6 weeks to mid-July. This is the Jason Alexander version of Fish in the Dark. According to this article on Broadway World, when Larry David was told about the extension, he's like, "Thrilling news. I've got a good mind to go out and buy some new sneakers." So that was his reaction.
That's cute.
Yes, very cute. But yeah, great news. And good for Jason Alexander, because we haven't seen him yet. I'm sure he's killing it.
You saw? Did we talk about this? Where when one of Larry David's last shows, he did a cameo as the Doctor that came out. So they were both on stage together, and it surprised the audience. They went nuts.
I don't think we talked about that on this show, but
Well, it happened.
it did. It did happen. Did you see the video clip online?
I did, yeah. It was so great to see them on stage, and the audience was howling, and Larry it looked like he was just soaking up the moment, having his comrade on stage with him.
It's a nice bridge between, handing the baton.
Yes.
For sure. Well, yeah, so anyone in New York in late July that didn't think they'd get a chance to see Jason Alexander can see him now. Anyways, what else we got here? Comedians in cars getting coffee. By the time this episode comes out, Bill Maher will have had his episode.
Oh, really? Bill Maher's going to be on? I can't do a good Bill Maher. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Kyle Dunnigan's...
You do a better one than me.
No, man, it's all about Kyle Dunnigan's Bill Maher impression is insanely good. I wanted to ask you, though, real quick, if you watched the Jim Carrey episode.
I have not seen it yet.
Okay, well...
Is it good?
Give you a heads up. I watched it last night. Mm-hmm. It is the best episode I've seen this season.
Really?
Yeah, even better than JLD.
That's saying something.
It really
Jim
is.
Carrey is just such a character, and I'm sure he kind of rose to the occasion, and these two comedians going back and forth, I'm sure it was just gaffes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's not only he's not only funny, but he's got this. He's on a completely different level, I feel like, than the rest of us. He's going through like a cleanse right now. He's painting a lot. He
does the meditation, I believe, as well, right?
Yeah, he's definitely an eccentric, and I think he's really big into. I would imagine like Buddhism or some kind of Eastern philosophy. And he just has some really interesting insight. Some of it's a little tough to track on the show because the editing is so tight. But yeah, he told some great stories about, early in his career, especially watching Jerry and being inspired by him. He has a great story about Carol Burnett, how he, wrote her a letter when he was 10 years old. And it was funny. He heard back from one of her assistants probably saying like, keep doing what you're doing. It seems like you have a great career ahead of you. That meant a lot for me because I wrote Jim Carrey when I was a kid, when I was probably 10, and I got a signed autograph from him, probably from an assistant sort of signature. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Aw, that's sweet.
Yeah, and it meant the world to me. I had it framed as a kid on my desk. Just a wonderful episode. Everyone should check this one out. Real quick, Brooklyn Cyclones, Seinfeld night. This is the second Seinfeld night. First one was last year. It's happening July 5th. A week from this coming Sunday. We're not really going to talk about it much here just because we have other news to cover, but we'll talk about this next week for sure. Go over all the details. So look forward to that then. But June 24th, Vinny, this day might live in infamy because of Seinfeld on Hulu.
We're finally here.
Yes. We've been talking about it for a few months now, and it's actually happening.
So if you logged on to Hulu right now, could you watch a Seinfeld episode?
Yes.
Or any one of your choosing?
Yes, you can, and I did before we recorded. I just kind of jumped around.
Let's get some feedback.
All right, well, I watch Hulu on my TV through an old PS3, and I like the layout. It's easy to navigate, but one thing I did notice, and something we do differently here on Seincast, is we are reviewing these episodes in the production order. That was the order that they were written and filmed, not aired. And Hulu does the original air date order.
Okay.
So, for example, you'll find The Stranded, that really weird episode, the party in Long Island, Mr.
Pocatello.
Yes, Patty, that episode that episode is in season 3, not season 2.
Ooh.
And
Hulu.
the finale for season 2 is not the deal. It is little trivia for you, Vinny. Do you remember what the original finale was, or at least the last episode to air in season 2?
No.
It was the busboy.
Oh.
The busboy. So again, some things are a little out of sequence from our point of view. So
yeah, that doesn't sit right with me.
Okay. If you listen to our show and you're like, hey, they're not going in the Hulu order, we're going in the DVD order, which is the production order, which I think we prefer, don't we?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I like the way it was intended to be seen.
Exactly.
From the minds of Larry and Jerry.
Yeah, and story tracks better. It just no issues come up. Well, I guess other than this week's episode, there's kind of a weird setup that doesn't really pay off. But
does it autoplay the next episode?
You can set that up yourself, so you can put on autoplay or not. Real quick, and I'm sure this is what is on the minds of most listeners. The commercials don't bother me. It's really not that bad. You have a commercial, like a little clip at the beginning, which is the most annoying out of all the commercials. But you have one after the stand-up, then you have one in the middle, and then you have one before the final stand-up or the final credits. It's
not too bad.
Yeah, it's really not that bad compared to, I don't know, I feel like most mainstream shows nowadays, there's a commercial every 3 minutes. Mm-hmm. But commercials aren't that bad. What is bad, and I think I've been a bit of a Hulu apologist, or at least I don't want to judge it until I see it. Mm-hmm. And I've seen it. The cropping is horrible. What they've done by pulling out of the frame a little bit, out of the original frame, so you get a little bit on the left and the right, a little bit more picture. You lose so much on the top and bottom. There are scenes where you're so up close on the characters because of cropping that
a lot of heads being lopped off.
If you're not losing a little bit of the head on top, you're losing a lot on the bottom. I checked out this week's episode, The Visa, and the scene with Cheryl in Monks when Jerry, has the creamer he's putting in his coffee. You don't see the coffee cup at all. You barely see the creamer as he's pouring it. So you don't really know what's, I mean, you're smart enough to fill in the blanks, but if you're shooting a show, you never would have framed it that way. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So that's, to me, the biggest issue. And, it's a shame. I don't know who made the call on that. I don't know if that was Hulu. I don't know if that's a policy of theirs, to make sure, we have to have it fit everyone's TV, because, my God, I would have definitely, if I were in charge, I would have had it the original standard frame.
Mm-hmm. Syndicated version versus full version. What'd you get?
Full version.
Okay.
To my understanding, nothing seemed like it was missing. I haven't watched that many episodes yet. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't see, that question came up a lot with people, and the concern that, we're going to get episodes that are maybe a minute or 30 seconds shorter because of, cutting for time and syndication. That seems insane. Unless your show is, kind of like a forgotten series that never, the originals have been lost. I mean, this is Seinfeld we're talking about here. It's an American institution.
Well, they're cutting off video, picture. Why not cut off some quality as well?
That's true. And I made a comment the other week how good the picture looks. It is pretty good. It varies episode to episode, but by I don't know, the image looks a little stretched a little bit, and I don't know if that's just my internet connection or what, but I think ultimately I'm a supporter of the DVDs more than anything.
Damn right you are.
But Hulu is great in a pinch.
It's there. Yeah, anybody can watch Seinfeld online any time of day, all 180 episodes. So
yeah, and if for those people out there that don't like the DVDs or just haven't bought them, this is fantastic. I wonder how many people, younger audiences especially, are going to be discovering Seinfeld now for the first time. We might have a whole new fan base on our hands.
You mean a fan base?
Very good.
Thank you.
Are you getting Hulu now?
I don't know. I'm still on the fence about it. It's is it $15 a month?
No, it's $8.99.
$8.99. Okay.
It's same as Netflix, or at least on par.
Yeah.
But well, hey, tell you what. Next time we're together, watch an episode or two with me.
That would be nice.
And tell me what you think. When is the next time we'll be together, Vinny?
I'm hoping this weekend.
Oh, what's going on this weekend?
Just a little, mock Seinfeld apartment in New York City. No big deal.
Yeah, man, this is huge. This is major.
It's been a dream of mine to walk through the Seinfeld apartment at some point in my life, or even if I had disposable income, recreate the set in my basement. I would want to hire Tom Azari, come to my place, build me a mock Jerry's apartment. But now I don't have to do that because there's one in New York.
Yeah, man, this is. Oh, how excited are we to go to this thing?
Very.
Not only have I not seen you in a while, like at least in person, we're doing something that ultimately I'm sure only a select few, only like 4 or 5 people are going to show up to this thing.
Doubt that, but it definitely seems like a once in a lifetime kind of opportunity. When else will there be a replica of Seinfeld's apartment available for you to go in and see and touch?
Yes. This is sponsored by Hulu. I guess they put it together to promote the series streaming on their service. It's going to be at Milk Studios, which is at 451 West 14th Street. If you've ever been to New York, it's like the meatpacking district. It's right there at Chelsea Market. I think it's an event space that gets used a lot for promotional campaigns. Like Marvel has done something there.
Oh,
HBO.
Chelsea Market? I like that.
Yeah, we've been to Chelsea Market.
Yeah,
I
I love that place.
Yeah, it's great. We can, I don't know, we could grab some food. They got good tacos there. Really good deli. Anyways, if you go, it's from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. June 24th, which is Wednesday, until Sunday the 28th. It's free admission. You get the Seinfeld apartment, and according to a website here, amny.com, Melissa Kravitz took a lot of photos. We shared some of her photos online.
Beautiful.
And she also pointed out how there's like a little Monk's coffee shop booth. There's a wall, I guess, from the original Seinfeld set that all the guest stars signed. You have, what else did you see there?
So she's got a picture of Jerry's door, 5A walking through. I mean, it's the apartment. There's the green bike hanging. There's his picture, the picture of Jerry's dad, Cal, at the sign store. They got we always talk about the VHS movies that he's got on his shelf. You can go and see these up close and see which one he's got. And they're the ones that Pretty Woman, Goodfellas, True Crime. There's even a Tetris game. No Child's Play though, which is always Child's Play 2. Excuse me.
That one stands out, I think, the most.
But you notice if you go over the window, though, you can look out and it shows the New York City skyline, which is kind of interesting because you never see that in the show.
The big controversy online is that the computer is a PC, not a Mac. So Hulu really dropped the ball on this one.
And what are they doing over there?
Any other details you picked up on that you liked?
It's got these pretzels are making me thirsty. It's got Bachman pretzels.
What's that?
Just pretzels.
Okay.
It's got the photo with Kruger that was photoshopped into sand and sky.
Right. So what you're getting at is you have the apartment set, but then it's almost an exhibit with, as I mentioned, the wall that guest star signed. You have little props and other things you can check out.
But on this article, it says you mentioned the wall that all the guests have signed, but per the article, it says you can check out the wall of special guest signatures and perhaps run into a special guest.
Huh.
So that makes me think somebody will be there at some point throughout this exhibit.
Right. So this is over 5 days. Do you think like each day they have a different guest star?
That would be a dream.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, you should get down there right now.
Speaking of which, a buddy of mine, Tom, got in line this morning. He sent me an email around 7:30 a.m. He was second in line. So hopefully I'll hear back from him at some point. We can post some insider info before you head down yourself. So
that means we got to get there at 6:30 when we go.
Yeah, heads up for anyone. Should we put the invite out to people?
What the hell?
Okay. Vinny and I are 99% committed to going on Sunday, the last day, the 28th. We're going to get there as early as possible because we're really cool. And we might dress up as Jerry and George, maybe. Well, I figured big thing in our mind is our visit to the Seinfeld apartment.
Oh, yeah.
I still can't get over it. Like the charge I feel from, walking through that door, peeing on the couch.
I told my friend that I lived a childhood fantasy of being able to step on that set, and that's exactly what it was. And we got the pictures to prove it.
Yeah. So for those of you that have no idea what we're talking about, Hulu sponsored a Seinfeld apartment exhibit, as it were, and it was in New York on 14th Street near Chelsea Market, and it was a replica of the Seinfeld apartment. I would say it's 99% accurate.
It's as accurate as you're going to get.
Yeah.
For 2015, a show that went off the air in 98, to recreate the set, they just did a phenomenal job. They really spared no expense, and they paid attention to almost every single detail.
And I think it was a later season episode, or later season apartment model.
So we spoke with one of the gentlemen who volunteered to work it. They had all these people that were wearing these long sleeve white shirts that said Hulu, Seinfeld, and also this is to commemorate Seinfeld coming to Hulu, now streaming on Hulu. But he said they modeled it after the season 8 set. Right. So if you're a season 8 fan, you keep your eyes open.
The dimensions were pretty close. I noticed that the couch and the chair, were kind of not on top of each other, but overlapping. The kitchen or the dining room table was really close to the couch, so it was a little cramped. When you look at the actual set for the cameras, it's pretty big. It's almost like a wide U. But this was just incredible. God, I actually can't remember the experience that well. It was kind of a blur.
Let's walk them through it. We waited in line for 4 hours, right?
Yeah, we got in line I think around 10. This was on the last day, Sunday.
But the line moved pretty steady. We heard they let in about 10 people at a time. Okay, so 4-hour wait. We get to the door. To your right is the museum, which had Seinfeld props, actual ones used on the show, and we'll get into that later. And then to the left, you get in line for the apartment. As you turn left, they have this giant canvas wall that looks like a brick backdrop and has the Seinfeld logo in the middle. And it was signed by all these cast members and writers and just people who had been on the show or been affiliated with the show over the years, thanking Jerry, telling him what a wonderful boy he was. And we took pictures of that. It's on the page. And after you see the wall, there is a red curtain with a stand-up microphone, and and it has a spotlight on you. And you can take pictures doing a stand-up. We actually had your lovely wife. She did a bit of stand-up, and may I say she killed. And then after you do the stand-up pic, then you turn left and you go down the hallway to Jerry and Kramer's corridor.
Yes. Nice little red light underneath Kramer's door.
Yes. When you look to the right, you see 5B. And then if you look at the bottom, there is a vivid red light coming from the bottom of the crack door, the door crack.
Something that blew my mind, because this never was revealed in a picture online, or I didn't read about anyone's experience. If you look in Kramer's the peephole, yeah, I'm like, oh, that'd be funny if it's a reverse peephole. And sure enough, when you look through, there's a little screen, and it's Kramer looking right up at you.
Oh, see, these little touches that for the diehard fan, it was perfect day. Well, we haven't even gotten in the apartment yet.
Right. So we walk in the apartment and stand immediately to your left, and there's the kitchen, which was insane. Food everywhere, props,
an assortment of cereal, and the fridge. They didn't want you to open it because there's nothing inside the fridge, but people wanted to. We heard a guy brought a Snapple bottle, and you took a pic that way. But they had props all over the place.
Galore, yeah. The kitchen was probably the most interesting, basically, for all the food and whatnot. I really wanted to pull a knife out and do the "where did I take it?" On the chopping block. But yeah, we took a photo or two there. Oh, I don't think we mentioned that we were dressed up as Jerry and George.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. No one really noticed.
No, not really. But I think everyone
just thought we were just two schmoes.
Yes.
But you had the classic blue dress shirt,
baby blue,
black jeans, and white sneakers.
You had the button down, not flannel, but like plaid shirt, glasses,
khakis,
and you really wanted to get those Nike shoes, didn't you?
I actually ordered the George Costanza Nikes, the Nike Aztec 3s, I think there are.
Or Cortez.
What did I say? Aztec? Cortez.
It's all good. Yeah, those will be for our next Seinfeld appearance.
They're actually going to be delivered today.
Oh, nice. Little late.
They must have gotten lost in the mail.
But yeah, you know what was tough though with the whole experience is you and I think, are very self-conscious when it comes to, you know, getting in people's way or
sensing the slightest human suffering.
Yes, being a little selfish.
We don't want to be the cause of that.
Yeah, we didn't want to. You know, they were keeping things fluid in that apartment. You know, people were coming in, leaving. They weren't holding up the line, and we didn't want to do the same thing. And I don't know if the Hulu people were rushing us or if it was all up in our mind, but God, I wish we had just another 5-10 minutes to look at
10 minutes.
Yeah, look at the apartment and the set and all the details and do a few more poses. We got one in the kitchen. We made our way to the couch and we got a nice sort of, you know, duo shot on the couch, which was on our Facebook page.
We actually wanted to recreate the shot from the Fix Up when George and Jerry sit on the couch. They both cross their legs, and they say, "Do you want to, you know, when you run your hand through the hair, do you want to be able to get it out?" I think I'd like to be able to get it out, you know. So we did that one.
And of course, the I Like Sports. I could do something in sports from the Revenge when you were on the floor, which is nice. And yeah, then we just kind of looped around to the left side as you're facing the set and just checked out the posters, made our way to the computer, grabbed a pic there. Glad to know that they replaced the PC monitor from earlier with the proper Mac from the early 90s.
The fact that they would do that in the middle of this event, that says a lot, and it was great.
Yes. I think Hulu was very... I mean, they probably spent a lot of money not only recreating the set, but renting that space in New York. I think they were very self-conscious and aware of fans' reception, you know, how people were, you know, either applauding them or criticizing it in any way. I think that was the only detail that they just missed. So, Vinny, when you design your Seinfeld apartment in your basement in the coming years, you will have all the details to, you know, match it.
I have this great. Oh yes, Back to the Future 3. I have this great blueprint for my. One of my dreams is to have a basement that is laid out and designed, and it's essentially a mock of Jerry's apartment. That would be a dream, but it'll probably never happen.
No, it will. I guarantee it. I'm sort of backwards. I want, if I can't do the whole apartment, I want to do a little booth of the Monk's Diner. Just as a place like a breakfast nook or just somewhere to, you know, read the paper in the morning. I'm a big fan of the diner. Oh, a little shout out we should give to a few fans that we met while waiting in line for 4 hours.
That's right. Yeah.
First was Ben, actually, from a local guy. First fan we've ever met in the flesh. Or we should say fan. We should say listener.
Yeah, just start that over.
I don't know, it's all right. I think fan is patting us on the back too much. But a listener, Seincast listener, Ben. It was great chatting with him.
Super nice. And he was just telling us, you know, how much he enjoyed the show. And I think that it just kind of felt like two guys. It's just two guys talking. But yeah, he just had really nice things to say, and just a super nice guy. So it was really a great experience. Like the first person we met that had listened to the show.
Oh, I watched the Bill Maher episode of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. I don't know if you checked that out yet.
Have not. I just finished the Jim Carrey episode, so I'm a little bit behind you.
Oh, great episode, by the way.
Oh yeah, love
Jim
him.
Carrey. The Bill Maher one was great. You have two very smug, arrogant comedians going at it.
Smugness is not a good quality.
But I'm a huge Bill Maher fan, and of course, big Seinfeld fan. And it's just nice to see these two guys go toe to toe and kind of cancel each other out in the smugness department. Next week is going to be Trevor Noah, the new host of The Daily Show. So that'll be interesting. I don't know much about this guy.
Yeah.
So
nor do I.
Hopefully this will be a good expose on the guy. The finale of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee aired as of now, I guess, This is season 6. It's with good old Stephen Colbert of Montclair, New Jersey. Liz is laughing right now as I say that because she was just as irritated as I was to find out they recorded this episode like the one day we were out of town, just a block away from where we live. And yeah, we'll be sure to check that out soon. I was thinking, Vinny, next week or in the coming weeks, we should watch all 6 episodes and maybe do like a season overview and just our thoughts on each episode, if you're cool with that.
Do people want to even hear that?
Maybe not. Okay.
I'm game. I'll do it.
Speaking of no fun, I got this vulture list here of.
You really want to talk about that vulture list, don't you?
Well, we were going to bring it up last week during our discussion of the outing because the outing ties into this list. For those of you that don't know, we shared a few weeks back on social media a vulture.com list, all 169 Seinfeld episodes ranked from worst to best. This is by Larry Fitzmaurice. 169 episodes because he ignored the clip shows, and I think he condensed a lot of the 2-parter hour-long episodes.
That might be the only thing I agree with him in that he ignores the clip shows as episodes. Proceed.
Well, he's got some great points on this list. We won't go over all 169. We're going to talk about the bottom of the list and the top of the list, mainly. In the bottom, you have the Puerto Rican Day, which is to be expected. Pretty offensive episode to most viewers. This is the one where Kramer accidentally burns the Puerto Rican flag. We also have the finale, which also makes sense. Another very polarizing episode. Even to this day, it got brought up on David Letterman's final episode. What a disappointing finale.
It's become a cliche joke to go to regarding Seinfeld is one of the worst finales in TV history.
Yes, it is the Phantom Menace of the Seinfeld world.
There you go.
Also in the bottom 10, you have episodes like The Deal, which, before doing this podcast, I would totally agree with. But since doing the podcast, that episode's really moved up in my ranking.
That's an iconic episode. That established the show for what it was.
But you could understand why someone wouldn't like it, right? Like Jerry and Elaine dating, it doesn't feel right. Oh boy.
Guess.
Another typical one in the bottom is The Jacket. I know a lot of people don't like that with Alden Bennis and the pink lining.
He's a scary guy. I could that one I could see.
But probably the most offensive ranking on this list is The Outing. The Outing, second to last, 168. This is the episode we just covered last week. We love this episode. A 10 out of 10, gold baby gold. We think it's hilarious. We think it's progressive, even by today's standards.
It's luscious. It's ravishing.
But yeah, we wanted to bring this up last week mainly because of The Outing being ranked so low and just how insane that is. But I think we're giving this guy enough attention by talking about the list online and now on the podcast. It's a weird thing here because this guy's obviously a fan and he raises some points, I guess, why a certain episode is ranked high or why it's ranked low. But this one just I don't understand, other than you just don't find the as he puts it, the gay panic theme, very funny. Mm-hmm. Hey, can't argue with the guy. It's just not where we would rank the episode, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder with these lists if they put certain episodes low and they put certain episodes high just to get people talking.
If that's the case, it's working.
Yeah. Otherwise, as he has it, you'd have the contest as number 1. In the top 10, you also have the opposite, which I know, Vinny, is one of your favorites.
Oh yeah.
But then you have some odd ones in the top 10. You have the Subway at number 2. Good episode, but number 2.
Yeah, not too worthy.
Chapter 2. Another bizarre choice in the top 10. You have The Old Man at number 8. The Old Man. The Fire at number 4. Hamptons at number 5. I mean, it's tough since we love Seinfeld so much. You don't want to say that's a bad episode, but really that episode above
of all the episodes you could choose from.
The Secret Code at number 10. The Boyfriend, I think, is ranked pretty low. So it's one of these things too where, do you ever have a band, an artist that, you just love, you worship, and you got hooked with their really big album, the top seller, and has all the big hits on it. Yep. But then over time, you kind of get bored of those hits. the popular songs. So you start looking at their smaller, lesser known albums.
Then you get into the deep cuts.
Yeah, and if you really were to rank them, you might rank a lot of the lesser known songs above the more popular songs. And I kind of feel like this is what that list is a little bit.
And I'm gonna go one deeper on you. Once you get into that band's new stuff as well as their old stuff, you have listened to them so many times that you grow to love the majority of the catalog, and then it just becomes, what kind of mood are you in?
Yes.
And do I feel like listening to their first album, or do I feel like listening to the most current album, or the greatest hits? So then it becomes you love them all equally, but it's just what type of day is it? Is it going to be a season 4 kind of day? Do I feel like watching a contest, or let's watch the Butter Shave? What do you think?
Even Jerry put it, they're breaths of air. One is no more important than the other.
And he said they were all his babies. He did the best with each one that he could.
Mm-hmm. But, we could discuss a list like this forever. We don't want to put too much time on it, other than, we disagree with some of the lower ranked episodes like The Deal and The Outing especially, and are confused by some of the higher rated ones. But, ultimately, I think this guy is a fan, and I think articles like this are mainly written to generate clicks, and quote unquote discussion, or
trying to get a buzz going.
But anyways, that's the list. We'll include it in our show notes if we haven't already, and you can check it out online on Facebook and Twitter. We had quite a bit of discussion there due to the outrage from Seinfeld fans. How you been?
Good. I feel like we haven't seen or recorded in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. We are recording a little late this week, the day we're going to release the episode, actually, which might be a first. I don't mean to get into our personal lives too much, but we were both accidents.
Yeah.
And we're the youngest of 4, too.
Yeah.
So we're the spoiled brats. Speaking of Seinfeld on Hulu, you also mentioned that you have developed a new viewing pattern.
Well, to be honest, watching one episode a week in preparation of this show, it's a little hacky. So what I decided to do is I'm watching them backwards. I'm watching season 9, episodes 1 through 22. Then I'm going to start. Then I just finished season 8, 1 through 22. Now I'm going to start season 7, and I'm picking up on certain things that we've touched on in the past that are coming to light again. Or it's nice to kind of work backwards and kind of see little tidbits.
Right.
So.
Yeah, you had your own unique way of watching the show where you wouldn't just, hey, let me pick a random episode. You always started with the first episode and watched it all the way through till the end, right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. It's one saga, right? You can't just jump in the middle of it.
No.
Okay.
Hey, buddy.
Vinny. Hello.
What's shaking?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of Ricky impressions this week, I can tell.
How could you not? Do it at home. Lighten somebody's day.
Yeah. Do you think Ricky is one of the more popular minor characters?
I hope so, and I gotta say, he's won me over this week. Hello, buddy.
Hey, happy belated Festivus.
Yes, it came and went.
I know. Can you believe it?
Another year, another dollar. That makes no sense.
Don't worry about it. I do like to celebrate Festivus every year with watching the strike. That is a must. I like to call you up. Just complain, well, pretty much every time I talk to you. But it seems like just yesterday we got the lineup for the guests on season 6 of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. Well, we got the guest list for season 7.
What do you got?
Well, we got Will Ferrell, which is pretty exciting.
That's a good get.
Mm-hmm. One I did not even consider, actually, when we were just, spitballing. Steve Martin.
A titan of comedy.
Yeah, that is royalty right there. 2 comedians I've never heard of here. We've got Kathleen Madigan, and you might have to help me on this last name, Sebastian Maniscalco?
That's what I would have said.
Okay.
I apologize if we butchered it, but that's, I think, how it is pronounced.
Now, I didn't have time to check out Kathleen or Sebastian's work online. Have you heard of them before?
I've heard of Kathleen before. She's like a writer-producer, and I've heard her on some podcasts before, but she's fun. And she's like a who's who among comedians. I just don't know her in the mainstream.
Right.
And Sebastian, he's come to DC Improv before, but I have yet to see him.
Okay, cool. Well, I like that we're getting some comedians that we're not that familiar with. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love it. That's what podcasts are all about is when you discover these comedians who fly under the radar, and then you're exposed to a whole new level of talent. So it's nice that Jerry's putting some people on the map that may not be in the mainstream.
Absolutely. And then you got Gary Shandling, whatever.
Ouch.
No, I'm just kidding. There's something about Gary Shandling where I just want to make fun of him. I mean,
that's Gary Shandling type humor.
yeah,
It's very like pathetic the way he comes off. One of my favorite Gary Shandling moments is the DVD for "I'm Telling You for the Last Time," Jerry's stand-up album. Jerry's putting all these pieces of paper and post-it notes and little scratch paper in this casket because he's simulating, I'm throwing away all my jokes. This is the last time I'm going to do them. They're burying them. I'm going to start all this new material.
It's a funeral setting, pretty much.
Exactly. You're right. George Carlin's there, and
Robert Klein is also there.
yep. And Gary Shandling reaches into the casket and picks up this piece of paper, and it's got a joke on it. And they read it aloud. They share a laugh, and Gary asks Jerry, "Hey, can I have this one?" He wants to take it with him, and Jerry says no.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Are you familiar with the Gary Shandling show, or It's Gary Shandling?
I didn't have HBO growing up, so no.
Right. I've seen clips of it, and I have a feeling, since we're such huge Seinfeld fans, huge Curb fans, that would be right up our alley. So I think during the off season we should check it out.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
And then there's one last guest, none other than Barack Obama. Yeah, that was sort of the little teaser at the end of the season 7 trailer. Jerry, kind of driving past the Capitol, and then he pulls up in front of the White House, and they did this funny little skit where, typically every episode opens with audio of Jerry calling the comedian, "Hey, you want to get together, get some coffee?" And they're like, "Sure." Same thing.
That's huge.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. Should be really interesting. What a get.
Well, you could have had any president there for that matter, like you said earlier, and it'd be really interesting to have a comedian go up against a politician and then just kind of share a laugh and share a coffee.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I have a feeling that the Barack Obama episode will kick off the season on December 30th on Crackle. Could totally be wrong. It might be Will Ferrell instead. I think he is a big enough name to draw in, large audience. But looking at this from Crackle's point of view, it seems like you want to lead with Barack Obama. You don't want to save that one for last.
Right.
But we'll see in a week or so. Pretty exciting though, right? You gonna check in for season 7?
Absolutely. Great lineup. And I actually want to go back and watch the old ones now to kind of freshen up because I forgot that, Julia was on, Amy Schumer, all these great comedians. And I may have missed one here or there. So I'm going to go rewatch the first 6 seasons.
We're recording this Wednesday morning. So the new episode, the premiere of season 7, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, has yet to air, but it will have aired by the time this goes live. It's President Barack Obama will be the first guest, which I got to say, we're both very excited for.
Yes.
Yeah. Any thoughts, any predictions?
I'm curious to see how loose he'll be and if he'll try and crack jokes and kind of go toe-to-toe with Jerry. Because Jerry tends to really giggle in that driver's seat with the comedian sitting across for him.
Oh, yeah, that horse teeth. Oof,
yeah. But no, I'm excited. It'll be a fun episode.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too.
Actually, Jerry's not driving. He's sitting in the back of the presidential limo. So I messed up. But he's still going to laugh. We'll still see the horse face.
Do you think that was an idea at first? Like, just the president and Jerry in a little car driving around, and the Secret Service were like, no, you're not doing that.
No, not going to happen. Yeah. Fake. Yeah, not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one, and I'm glad they're starting with this. It's going to probably shine a big spotlight on the series. Season 7, you think they would have a lot of attention by now, but there's always, as we find out each week, there's always new listeners, new viewers finding out about the show. Other than the president, anyone else this season that you're really looking forward to?
Will Ferrell will be fun, and who's the other big name?
You got Steve Martin. Gary Shandling. I think Gary Shandling is one I'm looking forward to the most because I think he's the closest to Jerry, just in terms of friendship.
And coming up at the same time.
Right. For example, I know Bill Maher, he's a comedian a lot of people, love. You either love or you hate him, but he and Jerry go way back. I feel like they had a really good rapport.
Yeah.
To kind of, I don't know, just bring something out. There's something with those other random guests like a Sarah Jessica Parker or there was that YouTube singer. What's her name? Miranda Sings.
Yes.
Oh God, so irritating. But like, it just didn't work with Jerry. You felt like, all right, we need someone to.
I enjoy the guys that have the rich history, the backstories of coming up in New York, being a struggling comic. Remember when he had Robert Klein on? That guy was just like a wealth of stories, and Jerry was like hanging on his every word. I feel like we'll have something like that with Gary Shandling.
Yeah, for sure. Well, anyways, tonight or last night, December 30th, the premiere episode of season 7, Comedians in Cars on Crackle. Maybe we'll do a little mini review each week. I know we tried this with season 6, and you were like, no, not feeling it. But maybe we'll try to discuss it each week before we get started here. Vinny, last week we were talking about the season 7 premiere of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. First episode being Barack Obama. I gave you an assignment. Hey, let's watch it and talk about it this week. Did you watch it?
Nope.
Maybe if it was Donald Trump, you would have watched it, right?
Oh, do not put that out there. I'm not a Trump supporter. What an ass you are.
Well, I did watch the episode, and I just wanted to give a brief overview. That's my overview.
Sure.
First up, love the episode. I think it's one of the best from the Comedians in Cars run. You could tell that the president and Jerry had a lot of fun, I think, working together. Did you see that image of Jerry like knocking on the window?
That I saw.
Yeah, of the Oval Office. It was really cute. But yeah, they had some great conversations, and there was almost this was by design, almost a Jerry George or Jerry Larry dynamic going on between the two of them as they're just kind of strolling around the grounds and the interior of the White House, just talking about whatever. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to next week's episode, which is Steve Martin.
Ooh,
yeah, that should be a good one. But I wanted to talk about something else, and this is kind of a like a bitch fest. But I have a real problem with Crackle and just the Comedians in Cars program. I watch it on my TV through a PS3, and I've never had any problems with Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon on my PS3. But Crackle, I have to say, is one of the worst, maybe the worst interface I've ever used.
Okay.
Not only that, but it buffers all the time. It's really pixelated. There are these commercials in the beginning and end that you can't, not only can you not pause them, but you can't exit out of them. So you're forced to watch this commercial no matter what. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever had an issue with it or if you've used Crackle enough to get annoyed like I am, but
I only watch it on my phone, so I haven't had issues yet.
Yeah, I think computers and mobile devices are the best way to watch Crackle. Maybe it's the PS3. I don't know if anyone else out there has had issues with the interface, but it's just terrible image quality and just really difficult to use on my end.
That's a shame.
Yeah. Anyways, I just always think there's going to be a different experience when I use Crackle to watch Comedians in Cars, but every time it's just really disappointing. Oh, one other thing. I can't even fast forward or rewind. I can only jump forward or back 1 minute.
Really? Oh, God.
So if I wanted to watch something just 10 seconds before, I gotta sit through 55 seconds.
Gotta relive it.
Yeah.
What was the runtime of the Barack episode?
It said 19 minutes, but about halfway through I paused it, and it said like 181 minutes out of 19 minutes.
Okay.
So I might be having like some kind of like software issue with my PS3, but yeah, it's just acting really weird lately. But yeah, I mean, other than just those minor gripes, it was a great episode, and yeah, really looking forward to next week's with Steve Martin. So let's move over to Australia. A bar opened in Melbourne called George's Bar, and I'm sure a lot of you saw this story trending over the holidays. It just blew up online. This bar centers all around George Costanza, which really piqued my interest when I heard that, because we don't really have many, if any, restaurants or bars in the States centering around Seinfeld.
When is some millionaire going to take my idea and recreate the inside of Monk's and make an actual Monk's themed restaurant?
If someone
that would kill, put it in New York somewhere, it would absolutely make so much money.
Maybe it's a copyright or a trademark issue. This just was brought to our attention last night, so we haven't gotten a chance to listen to it yet, but Jason Alexander was on the latest episode of the Nerdist podcast. Let's see the episode number here. Oh, I'm sorry. They don't use episode numbers. They just use release dates. This is January 5th, 2016. And the description makes it all about Seinfeld. Jason Alexander talks to Chris and Matt about his son's comedy duo, how he got his start acting, and what he thought of Seinfeld when it first started. He also talks about being typecasted as George Costanza, doing live theater, and what his favorite role he has done is. Is that right? Okay.
Now, do you think for favorite role he'd say George Costanza, or would he would he say something else?
Oh, it's got to be something else. I wonder if he'll bring up Fish in the Dark. I don't know if that was a fun role for him, but yeah, everyone should check out that episode. I'll try to dig through it and pull out some interesting bites for next week. But there you go. Also wanted to move on to something that caught my attention last week. It was the Comedians in Cars episode with Gary Shandling.
I'm not familiar with this program.
Did you watch this episode?
Well, Adam Dietz on Facebook called me out, so I had to watch it for spite.
Wait, so I beg you every week to watch Comedians. You don't watch it. A listener calls you out, and you do it.
Nobody talks about Vinny like this. Nobody.
Well, what'd you think?
Oh, it was awesome. People even commented how heartfelt it was, and it was to a T. I was moved seeing these guys and how they went all the way back to the 70s and the 80s, working out their material at the Comedy Store. You saw the old black and white photos, and they really do love each other, and they've grown together, and their careers kind of paralleled each other, as they said in the episode. So it was a nice foray for me to get back into Comedians in Cars. So I'm back, baby.
Good. Well, it was just really heartfelt when they went back to the Comedy Store out in LA, and they're just walking that hallway with all the black and white photos of comedians, most of them long gone. It just, I don't know, it just felt really special.
Yeah.
Like these veteran comedians were kind of reliving their glory days,
Well, you could call it that. But also, you know how we talked about how Jerry's kind of not a facade, but Jerry has this kind of demeanor that he puts out there, and we don't really know the real Jerry. You kind of get to see a little bit of like a glint of real Jerry when he's dealing with a true buddy, Gary Shandling.
Yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And I'm like just now throwing in little elements from the show, but the bit when Gary's on stage at the Comedy Store telling stories to Jerry, and he talks about there only being one guy in the audience in front of him, and he's like, "I'm singling this guy out." So I said, if you're gonna sit in front of me, I'm gonna single you out. So move over. So the guy moves, and then Gary goes ahead and pick up the mic stand and puts it right in front of the guy to where he moved, and continues to
make fun of him,
berate him. And I lost it. That was so good, and it made me wish that I had followed Gary Shandling growing up with his HBO series and his comedy specials.
Oh yeah, I'm not that familiar with his career.
Nor am I.
But I do like him. I like him a lot, and I was really excited to see this episode because you knew that they had that connection. One of the other big highlights from the Comedians in Cars episode was they returned to CBS Studios, and they visit the old backlot, which is used in just a bunch of TV shows. Like, it shows up a lot on Brooklyn Nine-Nine whenever they're running through the New York streets. I always see them run by Elaine's old apartment, the stairs leading up.
Yeah.
But they visited the backlot, the street set, and then they visited the actual. I forget the number. Was it stage 9? I think
it was stage 9,
where they used to perform Seinfeld. Like, you'd have Jerry's apartment, and then as you're looking at it to the right would be Monk's. Do you know what show is there currently?
I was going to ask you because I didn't recognize the set. I don't know the new shows that well, but Gary and I want to say Gary and Larry, but it's Gary and Jerry were whispering because a show was being filmed at the time, but they were doing this mock little episode on this empty set, and it was really sweet to see them, go back and forth. And what if she dates both of us? Yeah. They were doing that kind of shtick, and it was really cute.
You and I have talked about many times how awesome it would have been to be in the audience during a taping.
Oh, yeah,
you can kind of imagine that.
We're getting closer.
But this is just a fantastic episode. We talk about Comedians in Cars every once in a while on the show, and this is definitely the episode to watch if you haven't seen an episode yet. Just fantastic. This coming week, by the time this episode of Seincast is released, we'll have Sebastian Maniscalco. All right,
you said it like that last time, okay. And it's still right now.
He's the next guest, which means that Will Ferrell will be the final guest for the season the week after. So
not bad.
I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about those episodes too. This is definitely the highlight, though, of the season and definitely the series. Now, Vinny, probably the biggest news to come out of this past week was on February 6th, Larry David will be hosting Saturday Night Live.
That's not big, Matt. That is huge.
Yeah.
Huge news. Finally, the mothership is calling him home. But yeah, how exciting is this? You get an hour with LD doing sketch comedy, and somebody already had the bright idea. Can we please get the sketch that never aired, or that was the last sketch to air in the morning, the architect bit?
What was the premise of that skit? Do you remember?
I know it had to do with a security guard having to stand, right? Mm-hmm. And that ended up becoming a plot point in one of the episodes.
I feel like from a year ago, one of our listeners posted on Facebook that skit. It aired at 12:55 a.m.
You're right, they did.
The only skit that Larry got on the air, and I have seen it. I want to say that Harry Shearer was in the skit.
That sounds right, and I remember it didn't get any laughs.
No.
But you could see it had the inklings of a Larry David penned sketch.
Yeah, I'll try to find that link, and we'll definitely post it on Facebook if I don't get it in our show notes. But that would be great if they redid that skit, and if they also, this is such a dumb idea, but I want them to somehow bring in the Howdy Doody skits from Fridays onto Saturday Night
What
Live.
floor, Mr. Doody? Right this way, Mr. Doody.
Yeah, they're more than just that elevator skit, you know. I was on YouTube, and there's Larry plays a cop in one scene where a lady's like, officer, you know, a man has been making lewd comments to me. And he's like, oh, no one's going to say something like that to a woman on my beat. No, sir. And he turns, and he's like, oh, Mr. Doody, say whatever you want, Mr. Doody. Please, Mr. Doody, whatever you want, Mr. Doody.
I cannot wait.
Yeah,
and there's got to be a Seinfeld and or Curb parody in there, right? It has to be.
I would think so. I mean, the most obvious is Bernie Sanders. I'm sure they're going to milk that one to death.
That too, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is really cool. Larry David worked one season as a writer on SNL, as most of our listeners know, back in the 80s. And as you pointed out, he only got one skit on the air. Actually, the episode, what was it? The Revenge with, I always use the wrong name, Rick Levitan?
Yep.
When George quits working for Rick Barr Associates and he decides to just come back the next day pretending he never quit. That was inspired by Larry David quitting SNL and then just showing up the next day. So,
also, Larry David has appeared on SNL twice this year as Bernie Sanders. So a lot of FaceTime for LD in the media lately.
Yeah, this is going to be fantastic. Mm-hmm. So February 6th is Larry David's, debut appearance hosting SNL, which is going to be pretty cool. We'll definitely cover that. We might have to dedicate like a whole special to like break down each skit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
One of our listeners, Michael Jones, on Facebook pointed out that Jerry Seinfeld was on The Daily Show on Wednesday the 27th. Haven't gotten a chance to see this yet. It's a bit of a coincidence because I just gave up on watching The Daily Show with Trevor Noah last week just because I just couldn't deal with the interview segments of all things. They just made me feel very awkward and uncomfortable. But maybe this will get me back in. We'll see.
Let me know how it goes.
Mm-hmm, for sure. I'll send you a link too. And in fact, I'll include a link for the episode in our show notes if anyone else wants to watch the episode. From what I hear, it was a really good interview.